Hello.
Hi there.
And welcome to another one of our horror reviews. I'm Randy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is MaXXXine, finally.
X.
Yes.
Because we did that for X, so I know it's really annoying, but that's something we did.
X3.
X3.
Yeah.
X-Men
3.
X triple threat.
Right. Yeah. So we finally got to MaXXXine. This is the final movie in the trilogy.
My most anticipated movie of the year.
The most anticipated movie of the year.
For me.
Which, yeah.
I've been anticipating seeing this in theaters. Last movie in the theaters as far as we know. Last movie in general that we know of as now. There's ideas of possibly another movie, but we don't really know. It's up in the air. It's not confirmed. This is the last one that's confirmed.
Yeah.
After this, it's sort of a question mark because we don't know if it's going to be another movie or not. So.
But this one has an all-star cast.
It does.
Like bigger than X.
So we're going to have to kind of review this. We're reviewing this as if this is the last movie in the franchise because there could be more later. There could be more for prequels or sequels. But this is just like how we think it wrapped up the franchise and we think of the movie as a whole.
And let's just say there is a lot going on in this movie.
This one, I think because I thought this is the last movie, it feels like they crammed in a lot of side plots.
Just crammed it in.
I'm not, okay, and it is a criticism, but I'm not, like, this is not as good as the last movie, because we actually like this movie. But, like we said, there's an all-star cast, sort of like in X, but even more so. I'd say this cast is more famous than X, although I love the X cast.
Yes.
This one had some things that I think, okay, here's what I think. First thoughts on cast, I think this cast had a lot of potential that was underused. And I think that this cast, although very strong in their performances, could have been a lot stronger if they had more interaction with each other and had more to do with the plot than just MaXXXine's journey in this movie.
Yes, most of these subplots were friends or people that MaXXXine knew.
Yes.
And was just like one side off character, like moments.
Yeah, like you had Halsey,
like Halsey was in maybe 3 scenes.
Yeah, she really wasn't in it that much, and then
Lily Collins was in.
We do spoilers in all our reviews, so she gets killed off fairly soon, and you kind of, I thought the way they advertised her character, she was going to be this really interesting, like, consistent character in the movie, and she was not.
Good friend.
This movie, I will say, as we have covered the genre aspects of how these movies differentiate from each other, because like we said, each movie has a different kind of feel and vibe to it, and everyone has a different preferences to which movie they prefer, or prefers, plural. This one is more of a crime thriller, with a little bit of giallo and also Dario Argento style, like, gore in the few scenes there actually is gore.
Mixed with Zodiac.
And mixed with also some satanic panic from the 80s.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing that they also did here.
Night Stalker was part of it.
And they also, this one actually, as
they kind of cop you out on that.
This is the one that they also, I will say, on positives for this movie, I really liked the nods that they played homage to their movies. As a huge fan of this trilogy, I love seeing like the Hollywood Star. There's a scene where MaXXXine steps on Hollywood Star and it says Theta something, I don't remember her last name, as a reference to the crocodile or alligator Theta from the first 2 films. I love that. I loved the fact that they actually, had the Wonder Woman, like the what's her name? Oh my gosh, the original Wonder Woman. What was her name?
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, yes. In fact, in the original X movie, you guys remember another little nod they did, or a little thing that did was, in X, there's a scene where he's talking about how she's Wonder Woman and Linda Carter, and they show like a cameo of a woman, like all these different cameos of people in costume and like trying to set the 80s, and one of them is like a woman dressed up as Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, so that was a reference to X. So they did a lot of different, those are just 2 that stood out to me. As I've watched this movie twice in theaters now, just like different little things they did, connections to your films, so that was cool.
But yeah, stars, you have Elizabeth Debicki,
yes.
Moses Sumney, which was underused.
He was. I think all of them were underused.
All of them were underused. Michelle
except for me, Elizabeth Debicki. But however, I would say it wasn't the fact that she was underused in the movie, it was how she was underused.
Yeah.
Because she was actually probably, all those characters used the most, and she could have been more tied into the plot. Kevin Bacon, I think, was underused just in general. I think also, as much as people liked him, I actually think that he was not my favorite character. In fact, a lot of people said that he was their favorite character in this movie.
His performance was really good.
It was, but I don't think it was as good as Mia Goth. A lot of people say his performance was better than Mia Goth. I don't agree with that. I would say I liked Mia Goth better in this movie. I would also say I liked one character I think that I really liked. I think, you know who my second favorite character was actually? Was Lily Collins. In fact,
was good in the 2 scenes that she was in.
In fact, that's a character I wanted to see more of. Her and Moses Sumney. Those were 2 characters I wanted to see more of. Not necessarily Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was good, but those were my 2 favorite characters. Were Moses Sumney and Lily Collins.
And I'd like more backstory with the Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, him too.
Agent.
I wanted more of him too.
I feel like we're having a Breaking Bad moment with them.
Yes.
Where when they go after Kevin Bacon. And like,
because Kevin Bacon, if you don't know, is well, he's not the big bad, but he's like
he's helping the big bad.
He's like the minion to the big bad. He's like the sidekick or the assistant. He's almost like a what would you call him, like a gangster or a gangster like a
hired hitman.
Like a hired hitman. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's helping out the big bad guy. And Giancarlo Esposito is her agent.
Yes.
And like, she has a pact with her agent to like do some shady shit.
Yes, but he's awesome.
He's awesome, but like, they end up
so what happens is
killing Kevin Bacon.
So Mia Goth, to sum up the plot of this movie, Mia Goth, so we can type some loose ends here. It starts out with a clip from the 1950s where she's showing herself like as a little girl with her dad saying, all right, now say the chant, and he's like making sure she says it right. After like that, we move forward into modern time, and it just shows her walking into a sound stage where she's, you know, auditioning in Hollywood. And then she does the audition. She talks about how she's in her 30s now. She wants to make something of herself. She's tried porn and she can't take it only so far, so now she wants to make it big. And she wants to go shoot for the stars. She wants to become an actress. She wants to go into Hollywood. She wants to be famous, which we always knew about her. She's always envisioned herself becoming something larger, a symbol for other people. She wanted to be a symbol. She wanted to be successful. She wanted to be happy in this popular life. Star. She wanted to be the center. And I respect that. I love that for her. And so she does the audition, and then she runs out going, I just nailed that. So you guys, because she talks to all the like ladies auditioning for the part for Puritan too. Y'all might as well go home because I just fucking nailed that, and it's great. And but yeah, it's a Puritan too. It's a horror film of the irony. Yeah. Auditioning for a horror film, and it's a sequel. And they talk about how like they reference Jamie Lee Curtis and all these famous actors and actresses, John Travolta, that have made it in horror films. And she's like, I'm gonna be one. Moses Sumney, because that's like her best friend to say that, but she's like talking to him, and he works in a video store. I love the 80s aesthetic of the video store. I think this movie nailed it. One of my favorite things with this movie too was also just the aesthetic. They nailed it with the wardrobe, with the atmosphere, with the kind of setting up the 80s, and it was really cool to see all that.
The 80s vibe, it was there.
I loved the Los Angeles look of the
back
80s.
Alleys,
It was really neon. It was really gritty. It was also very fun, and and I think that one thing they could have used more of, but I think they did a decent job of, is showing the vastness of LA. I think they could have shown more of the vastness of LA if they did it more cleverly, although I don't know how they would have done that considering the plot of this movie. I think, you know, as MaXXXine, you know, I love her as a final girl. I don't know about anyone else. I think she's a fantastic final girl, and probably one of the best final girls we've gotten in modern horror in the last 10 years, at least, if not longer. She's tough. She knows what she stands for. She's independent. She wants something for herself, and she's also, you know, this trauma, how it connects to her past. So.
And we'll get to that in part 2.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. Welcome to part 2 coming up soon.
Yeah, like and follow for more. We got part 2 coming up. We'll go into Acts 2 and 3.
Yes. See you soon.
Detail.
Thank you. Watch more. Take care.